Hi there, everybody. I'm Lonnie,
I'm Megan.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you here at Infinity Flux, and also sponsored by your local Satanist. Both of them out of the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, and we are here. I probably should have asked this before. How do you pronounce your last name? Yes, I was right. Lia
Should have
Miternique.
went for it.
I should have just gone with it. Yeah, Lia Miternique. You have a ton of art credits to your name, but I know you, and most of the people on the channel will know you as the awesome artist behind the covers of my personal favorite new book, Man
It's
Eaters,
really
my
good.
Image Comics. Um, yeah, like I've gone on record as saying this is, in my personal opinion, the best new intellectual property of the last 5 years.
I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to talk more about this later, but just echo what Lonnie said. I have not seen covers this inventive. Not even just the B covers, with all their crazy gimmicks, but the A covers that pop off the shelf like that in a very long time.
Yes, and I'll say the story behind my personal discovery of this book is I brought my girlfriend into the comic book store about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were walking around, and I told her, I said, "Oh, look around on the shelves and just pick up a couple of books." And so I said, "But it's better to start with the number one, just obviously."
Yes.
And so she comes back with a couple of books, and on top is Man Eaters number one. And she was like, "It has cat paws on it. It's glittery. There's no way this isn't a good book."
Right.
And so I said, "Okay, well, we'll see." And so we get home, and I decide I'm going to read this one first. And so I pop it open, and about 15 minutes later, I'm done and begging for number two. I was like, "There is that. Yeah, this is an amazing concept, all the way down to like uh, the little fake ads.
The
in the book.
advertisements are really great.
Those are so fun.
I always pull it out of the bag and board to show people, like, just for an extra, like, come on, you need to read this, look at this moment. One of my favorite things that I've got to experience from this, not just reading it, but trying to sell it to people, is because I try to sell it to men and women alike, and I just want to hear your elevator pitch for it, because mine always comes out so awkward. I'll say it. It's about girls who, when they start their periods, turn into, giant man-eating cats, and the government's trying to stop this. But just saying the word period.
I think you got it right, honestly. Okay. I wish I had a better, pitch for it, but that's really what it is. It's this sort of utopian society where as soon as men be controlled so that women don't, turn into these cats, which happens at when they turn a certain age. It's really just obviously a sort of a commentary on what happens to girls and how they're perceived going through that stage of their lives. So it's it just blown up into a very fantastic world. But yeah, no, I think you're describing it exactly right. But it's literally, that's the literal story, and then it's about so many other things as you can see as you start to get into the series. There's relationship things and growing up things, and it's so much that men and women can relate to in terms of just that age, and she's dealing with her parents, and they're dealing with school, and they're dealing with also these layers of just crazy society and what's going on, and detective work, and so there's so many layers to it that I think so many people can find a story that relates to them in.
I could, like, the little incidents between her and her father in that book are the things of magic.
It's really special. I mean, those relationship sort of moments, I think Chelsea does an amazing job of making real and relatable.
When you you're the mind behind the covers, and everybody knows a cover can make or break
Oh yeah.
a comic.
People are going to pick it up or totally disregard it based on what they see immediately.
Yeah.
What kind of pressure do you feel when you're throwing a cover on a book?
To be the billboard.
Well, this is so fun for me because Chelsea and I started this Ministry of Trouble as our company, and then the point was I don't come from a comics background, and she has been in and out of that in various ways, and it was sort of how can we approach this business as if to get girls and people who haven't maybe been the first audience that comics reach into the store, and what would make people like girlfriend pick up something that they saw just as a cool object. And so the cover is really, from that standpoint, for me, it's great because Chelsea and I certainly collaborate on the ideas behind them, and she's got all these for moments in time and things that the story is going and what we're going to try to do with this, and we have worked together on several books in the past, so we have a good back and forth relationship about she has an idea and I will show what I think represents that, and we love to sort of parody and play off of things. Like the first one is obviously a play on sort of posters of that era, and the second one I'm not sure what that's a play on. It's just fun, but I think for me, because I don't come from like judging it against other comic book covers, what I come up with, for me it's like coming up with a poster or coming up with some other sort of graphic element. It's even like the ads inside, it's and that's what's been kind of fun, is because it feels different for this industry, but it's something that she and I have kind of been doing in other ways on other kinds of projects, and it works to kind of translate it into this new forum for me.
Honestly, I think that may have benefited you that you weren't because that was going to be one of my questions. Like, did you design this in mind with competing with what's on the shelf and right next to it? And in a way, it's probably good that you didn't, and that you came totally outside of the box, because designing a poster, you're competing with literally the whole world and just trying to grab anybody's attention off the street. So I think that benefited it.
It certainly comes from, I think, these beautiful covers. I can't even imagine trying to do that. So coming at it with a different approach is what we work with, and it's great that it cuts through in that way.
Whenever you're designing these covers, do you have input on, like, yes, for lack of a better word, like glitter covers? Like, was it your idea to do a glitter version?
Well, Chelsea loves glitter. That was always going to be a glitter. It was going to be a glitter cover. We have, I come from a print background, and so I love papers, textures, and like old school ways of producing things, and that tactile experience you get, and almost thinking of this, as I said before, just almost like an object, cool, like collectible thing that you want to have and you want to hold. And Chelsea very much comes from that as well. So we've always just gotten very excited together about and what we could do for any sort of project to kind of make it stand out and have that really, like, I want to touch this, I want to have it in my hands kind of thing. And so glitter, I think that I thought that the iridescent was an appropriate background for a tampon cat.
Why not? Yeah. I'm looking at it now. It looks like a tampon floating in water. It looks like a million things at once. I like them all.
Yeah, I know, it's very great. But it's also so it's fun. I don't know if you know, but we actually are doing two.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
We came up with a third background for that particular cover, which is also very fun. And
Well, my partner was talking to me about this, but I don't remember what he said. I'm so glad that you guys, even with the reprints, it's just something exciting, you know.
Well, and I would have loved to have done like a glitter effect or some other effect on it, but one was very expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
This one's very interesting and rainbow about it, so it's fun. It's also I'm to kind of look like the series, so this one goes the other covers and next way.
Is there a second print of number 1?
There hasn't been, but we're hoping for one.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, because we've definitely done our share of reorders on it. I think we have one more on our shelf at this point, so I'll be doing another.
Yeah, no, momentum is good, and momentum seems to be picking up. I know Chelsea did a lot of press and things for the first one, and people, if they just start to read it, it's so early in the series, but we're hopeful because it seems like numbers are going the right way, and the content of the story is so great. I think as people start to read it, the demand will go up, and it's a story that you want to keep seeing what's going to happen.
I hate that we even have to bring this up, but I feel like I'm not doing my job if I don't. Obviously, something like this with a message this empowering is gonna get a little bit of hate from that fringe element of the fanboy community.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is there any, like, I don't even know what I want to ask. I just wanted to address it and be like, because I've actually, I would get on like Facebook and promote this book, and inevitably somebody's going to pop up and say something along the lines of, well, the first time I heard the word period, I was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, that's fine. But it's not so more than that. And it's one of those where it's a question that helps out of the stage, right? That is in your mind, and just why is it that you think that it's being talked about, and why is it a scary thing or a frightening thing, or why do have to like something else? That's obviously all in it. But again, it's like if you stop at that, then the point is, maybe there's some sort of controversy over it, but one there can be, or it's not really what it's about. It's sort of the beginning of the story.
My main thing in defense of this book is I'm like, look, y'all, I'm a 34-year-old white dude that was born in Alabama, raised in Georgia, and now live in Tennessee. And I love the book. If I can love it, anybody can.
I think that's so great. And it's just, people just kind of have to test, and that's part of the thing, right? If you're not open to giving things a chance, you put on so much.
Yeah.
And so it is about sort of being in your face about, like, yes, we're going to put a tampon on the cover and see what happens, but it's not to create any sort of tension or anything else. It's sort of this, like, let's just not hide behind that. That is part of what it is. And the story is bigger than that. So
I think it's partly because of the covers. They do what the best comics do, which is make you excited, surprise you. Make you, itch to see the next thing coming out. And you guys have made me kind of think of a new audience that I want to sell this toward. Because like I say, I try to sell it to men and women alike, because I do believe it is strong for anyone. It's a tale for anybody. But the fathers who I know have daughters who come in here, and you guys you need to read this together.
You did a really good job in the book of, her dad is, I almost think that like the scenes between her and her dad are told from her point of view. Mm-hmm. And of course he looks like the bumbling idiot and all that good stuff.
Right.
But once he's out in the field as a police officer, it gets real.
It's loving. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very much Maud's point of view, which is Chelsea can talk a lot about point of view and how important that is for her. And it is, the story is seen through her eyes, but is certainly not, or through Maud's eyes, but the father certainly is a very capable person in his own, his own world too. But it's a sweet, it is a very sweet relationship, and I think that's my idea of a good audience that would hit. And and then also it's just a 13-year-old girl audience, right? It's a tween girl who there aren't a lot of comics, certainly about this kind of subject matter, but sort of that real life, like how girls really talk and how they are and what they're,
agree. I would have loved to
through.
see something like this rather than steal my aunt's, Cosmos and,
Exactly.
how
it's
different.
very funny how many women have that same story, right? It's almost every one of us.
Yeah.
Your so far the books, 2 books have been released, 5 total covers have been revealed, through the future solicits. The first one was Cat Paws and the glitter cover. I have both. I've bought every cover so far. Second,
good. We like you.
I like him
you're
too.
You're an ideal customer.
Yeah.
Number 2 was the tampon with the cat face, and it had an alternate cover with the hollow foil. The third one I actually think pretty neat. It's actually just a like a feminine hygiene disposal box.
I gotta interrupt you with the word just, because and this was interesting to me to see that solicit, because I had such a visceral reaction to seeing that box, and it made me examine myself, like, why? Why does seeing this sanitary trash can make me mad? And it's because
it's got glittery stickers on
that's good. But I had this feeling of every time going into a bathroom stall, seeing that sign of, don't flush your stuff down the toilet, and just feeling so like Patrick, like treated like a child. That's what those signs always made me feel like, and I don't know if that's something other girls feel. But
it's kind of like a sign that you don't need to. I have it up there, but there's a sign like don't crap on the floor.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. We all know what to do here.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny because it's. I mean, I think it's one of those things that is just relatable to every woman who's ever been in a bathroom, or probably any person that is in a bathroom. Like, it's funny to take something that familiar and make it a comic book, and put stickers on it and make it like something that again is just this thing that that has just kind of stayed the same for 50 years or for however long. Like, we wanted to put it, we did this research to try to find like the actual like sanitary bags, that are, they literally haven't been redesigned since 1930. They are the same like pretty flowers on the outside, and we like would love to package it in that, but it turns out that's a little cost, prohibitive. But it's just interesting that so many of these things just haven't ever, like, we're still thinking in the same mode. Nothing has progressed in that amount of time. So part of it is just kind of putting it on the cover, putting it out there, and saying, we're all familiar with this.
Yep.
Now, how do we think about it somewhat differently?
You were going somewhere though.
Yeah. I've noticed like number 4 is a black cat's face.
Yes, number 4 is so different.
And then number 5 is a bunch of bloody paw prints.
Right.
Are these covers like I'm really kind of inching closer to spoiler territory here, and I don't want it spoiled. I don't want it spoiled for our audience. But are these covers, now showing bloody prints, now showing, a cat's face? Is that an indication of the story progressing towards kind of a action-oriented flavor?
At all, and to commentary, but sort of general. So I wouldn't read too much covers, but yeah, I think we try to tease a little bit.
That's where I was going, because I'm like, you look at the covers and like the tone of the cover, and it's almost like the further we get, it's
a little darker.
They're getting a little darker, a little
Yeah.
darker, a little darker, and I'm almost like I'm almost look forward. This is why I'm like so excited to interview you, is because I look forward to these covers almost as much as I do the book themselves.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's so nice. That's so fun to hear. But yeah, I mean, they, like I said, they certainly relate, and they tell a part of the story that that we want to expose. It's so funny because we've designed so many covers just because they're so fun. Like we, have these ideas and we keep putting them together. So it's fun to like. The idea of this alternative cover that we can do 2 at a time seems so great.
Yeah.
There's just so much to do with that subject matter. So
is that going to be a regular thing? Y'all doing these special covers?
I don't think that they will always be a different material or a different, glitter or anything. But we like the idea of having a couple options for people, and they're just. I think that's fun, and if it gives people something else to kind of look forward to, it's just another little element that we have a good time with it, and I think as long as it makes sense for us to continue to do that, and I think they have told us that sort of comic book stores tend to order in similar ways. So if we started out with 2 covers, if we kind of continue with that, it might sort of make things easier on that end too. And yes, we love to do that. And then when it makes sense to do a really glittery or a really cool cover, yes, we'd love to do that.
So that means we're getting variant covers on number 3, number 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Y'all need to put me down.
We've got you down. We've got you down.
That's right. I'm sorry, you just are going to have a whole shelf full of theaters.
It's
perfect. I'll tell you, Leah, this is a true story. Like, number 1, I went and I got like every glitter cover they had. I got the regular cover because I wanted one of each.
He bought out a lot of ours.
And then I bought like a glitter cover to get graded, and then I bought a plain cover. I've started getting extra copies for my daughter, who is 12. And then on top of that, I've been getting an extra copy just for when people come around, and I'm like, hey, have you read comics lately? Check this out. And it's like a reader copy that I can just pass around to people.
Yeah.
I love it.
You guys can send me a PR check whenever you.
No kidding. That's amazing. No, it seems like we just need like 20 of them across the U.S. and we'll build out a problem.
I think it's great. It's I see it working in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's kind of refreshing, and just to see that.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know what it is about this book, but I'm a massive fan of it.
Chelsea, to me, she's an amazing storyteller, and she puts so many layers in her characters, and she's so much of this comes from sort of real life. To me, I love the way she writes because it's very conversational, it's very real, and it just feels like there's a lot of natural substance there. And I know I don't know all of the plans for where the story goes, but I've seen enough where I just think there's just a lot for a lot of people to like in this that I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I think you can love it and just keep loving it. You'll be happy.
That's the plan.
That is. That's definitely the plan. I will say, after you guys get about 20 to 25 covers in, it wouldn't be a bad idea at all to release, say, like a little hardcover book of covers.
Ooh, I like that.
I would buy that too. Just ahead.
That's a nice idea. And can you imagine what the cover of that cover book would look
Oh
like?
my goodness. We're going crazy now.
Oh yeah. No, that will have all sorts of effects on it. That'll light up.
Yeah, it has a battery pack attached to it.
It ought to have like some fur on it.
Idea of that.
Fur, yeah.
Have some fur on it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, wouldn't that be great? Okay.
Let's all start a business right now.
I mean, we can sit here and talk about man eaters all day, but you've done a little bit more than man eaters in your time. Probably out of all the stuff that I've seen doing research for this interview, my favorite work of yours is you illustrated a book called "Does This Cape Make Me Look Fat?"
Oh boy, that was so fun.
And you actually have, I think there's like a handful of sample pages on your website. Yeah, and I looked through those. I didn't have a chance to really get in depth with them, but I looked at several, like the table of contents and a bunch of the little charts and stuff. Picking a superhero name and things like that. And tell us about this. It's like a self-help book for superheroes.
Yeah, it really is. It was one of the early projects that Chelsea and I did together, and was published with Chronicle, and they were sort of in this right when like the survival guides kind of started coming out, and we thought that Chelsea and her husband actually helped write that as well, because he's just a comic book connoisseur from way back, and so the two of them had always just had this culture, and so we just thought it would be. They had this idea of how funny would it be to be a self-help, guidebook for superheroes, and just it's so funny because it's done. The illustration style that I did is just really based on like the very early, like 1950s sort of comics. So it's very just single line art and really flat looking. One of the jokes is sort of that people are sort of always in the same motion position. It's sort of actiony, but it's very static in that way. And it's got all the cliches in it. But what's really cool about it is if you are somebody who really knows comics and grew up with that, there's so much that is sort of, again, like layered in there of, you have to know comics in order to appreciate all of the jokes that are in it. So it's really satisfying for people. It's not like it written without a lot of knowledge of what the comic, how comics kind of started and who they were made for, and what the cliches always are and that sort of thing. So you love it. It's so funny.
I want to immediately after this.
Is this like openly available? Because I wasn't able to really find it first run on Amazon.
I'd have to see, because it came out, must be, I don't know, is it 15 years? 12 years old? Yeah, it's been a while, so maybe not. It was through Chronicle, but we'll probably find one for you. Make sure you get one. I'll have to see if there's a way to back order it or anything. I don't know. My search would always be Amazon, but I don't know.
The holidays are approaching. I'm definitely on the lookout for this book.
Yeah. Well, it's got a fancy cover too. It's embossed and it's all fun.
Freaking out.
Yeah.
You just
you'd enjoy it. I'll make sure we'll figure out a way to find one for you.
We'll just do like a gimmick cover for everything, and I'll just buy it all.
Yeah, right? So Chelsea and I, way back when we did a hippie handbook as well, and then there was a Nancy Drew confession, sort of where she ages throughout instead of staying her same age, through all of her capers. So there's just a lot of fun. We have a good partnership in terms of just taking content and seeing how you can kind of mess with it and have a good time with it, and it's a way for people to have fun. You don't have to take it too seriously.
I think that really,
and then at the end of the day, there's some good messages in all of it.
I think that it really shows that you guys are having fun with it, and it just screams off the page, and that helps the audience have fun with it too. It shows.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned kind of at the beginning, but we love all of the universe stuff that plays throughout there, all the little posters and ads and the various scenes, and really exciting for number 3 that's coming out. There's so much of that not hidden, but just kind of throughout all of the pages. That's sort of another fun element, I think, for people to sort of identify with and kind of see what they find. then see how that reveals later in books down the road. So
when does number 3 come out? It's either the week.
it's the last Wednesday of November.
Okay, so that'll be.
So basically 2 weeks, yeah.
It'll be the
28th.
Yep.
Yep.
Right after Thanksgiving. So.
Yep.
My birthday's on the 24th.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, there.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to number 3. I seriously can't wait. Two different covers for that one. What's the other one?
There's different stickers.
Okay.
Stickers
Yep.
on the waistband. Yeah.
Awesome.
I wish my niece was just a little bit older and I could share this with her. I'll have to get a trade and put it in a keepsake box.
That's coming out in March.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's and the trade's coming out. We're kind of starting on that too. So yeah.
Yeah, trust me, I've already looked it up on Amazon.
Yep. No, it's exciting because it's a very satisfying arc, I think, that people get in the first trade, and so it's a great place to start if you haven't started from the beginning of the series.
This is meant to be an ongoing series.
It is, yeah.
Good. Okay, I'm just wanting to make sure that
That's
I'm not getting my hopes up, and then at issue 6 they're like, "Freaking man-eaters." I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
No, that's not the plan anyway.
Good. I honestly, if I can help it, this will be optioned into a TV show. Will be like I really think this would be fitting. Well, so far anyway. I haven't seen where the story goes.
Well, let's see what they do.
This would make an amazing teen drama.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think there's a lot of good story there, and we'll see where it goes. But
I'm putting the cart ahead of the horse.
We're just
I love that though. That's good thinking.
Now, we spent this entire interview talking about man-eaters, but I want to hear your story. Like before man-eaters, how did you decide? Did you just sit down one day and decide, hey, I wanna draw? Like how did that come about?
Yeah, no, I wish it had been that easy. No, so I have been a freelance graphic designer. I've had my own company for 20 years. I'm from Wisconsin. I went to school in Madison, and I moved out to Portland because it's such a great creative community out here. And I honestly in college I didn't even know that graphic design was a thing. I think it never kind of came up. And but I took a lot of just illustration classes and art classes, and eventually found out that there was graphic design kind of direction, and so. Because I really like computers and I like using all of the digital side of that as well. It was kind of a perfect fit for me, and so then I moved out here and I worked in health for a place for a while, and then just decided like I love the variety of being able to illustrate and incorporate typography and do a variety of projects for different kinds of clients instead of just kind of one thing for an agency, and so I really started just freelancing pretty quick, and so my career has been, I mean, I do work for all sorts of corporate clients, and I've done work for like posters and things for the opera and things here, and then I do work for Nike, and I do a lot of philanthropic work and event work, so which are, it's fun because it's a creative, like we're doing this big event and here's the theme, and just kind of go crazy with that. And so it's been really fun for me to then meet all of the different people who do these variety of things because of being a freelancer, and that has directed me to people like Chelsea who have these other ideas of what they're interested in. And so for me, it's just been a really fun, that's just basically creative one different thing after another, and this has really been, so we started Ministry of Trouble about a year ago with this sort of more focused direction in mind, but up until then I've been kind of all over the board with what I get to do creatively, so that's been great.
Because my first thought was, oh, you just design a cover a month for man eaters, and that's what pays the bills.
Right? Yeah. No, it's.
So that is how you ended up on man eaters. This is just kind of what she decided to write the book and was like, hey, I know who wants to do the covers.
Yeah, well, it is. Well, so we obviously work together. We actually worked at a PR agency together, Chelsea and I, many, many years ago, and that's how we connected. And then we did those three books, 10, 15 years ago, and then she went and became a New York Times best-selling novelist and did that whole thing. And then I think she was ready to kind of start back up with comics after Mockingbird and all of that. And we'd had a great creative relationship. And so, yeah, she was kind of like, would this be fun for you? And of course, I was like, that would be very fun for me. So yeah, it's just a matter of great. We've done a lot of good projects together, and I think we've got a great rate of energy together. So it just timing was right.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen a better match of like cover that complements inside story.
Yeah.
If I have, it's been a very long time.
Like I was saying, you could tell you guys are fine with it. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful to hear because, as I said, me coming from outside of the business and her having a particular story she wanted to tell, and just knowing that we creatively can collaborate in a good way, it's a good use of both of our skill sets, and hopefully to present something new and different that reaches a new and different audience that might not have had the opportunity otherwise. So that's so wonderful to hear because that's the point, and that's what makes it fun too, right? It's let's not do it the way everyone has done it. Let's see what else can be done.
Absolutely, and comics are a great medium to communicate that. So
definitely unlike anything I've ever read. I can honestly say that.
That's wonderful.
Well, books in the past that promoted these kinds of issues did so in a way that didn't really reach across the aisle. A lot of people, and I think that's something. I hate to say it, but I think that's something that is really having to be overcome because this is one of the first books I've read that brought forth, female bodily functions, feminism, things like that in a good, relatable way that, your mid-30s man still wants to read.
Yeah, and it doesn't, I don't know, sometimes when people want to approach those subjects, they do it way too, academically, and that's not how we feel about it, That's not the way anybody wants. That's what the tampon wrapper is. That's academic, or the instruction manual. That's academic. We don't want to see that. So to see it this way, I don't know. I don't feel like poked by it. I want to come toward it.
Well, and that's great because I think in order to have a discussion, it doesn't make any sense to cut off half of the people who would be a part of that discussion, right?
Yeah,
so it really needs to be something, and it isn't something that should be exclusionary in any way. I mean, and the book should be able to address people and of different opinions and different not even maybe opinions so much as just perspective, right? And it doesn't have to just be one perspective that can come to this idea that there's still a good story there. And certainly it certainly deals with feminism and subjects that might not be comfortable for everybody, but that's the point of the discussion. And so if you cut that part of the audience out before you even start, then you can't have that discussion. So she does a great job of bringing everybody in and not making it something that feels like you're disciplining people to have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part, this is crazy. But in the book, there's a scene in there where I think it's number 2, where she's spending just an ungodly amount of time in the bathroom. And she's like trying to read this like tampon instructions and everything. And she comes out, and like her mom and dad are sitting at the table, and her dad is just hounding her this and that about, well, why were you in the bathroom so long? And she like comes out of nowhere and was like, I was trimming my pubic hair with your beard clippers. And he's like, he just gives her this look, and I'm like, that is the funniest scene I've ever read in a
And
comic book.
it's funny before you even read the text, because the word bubble is so huge. You know what you're getting into before you even read a word of it.
It's so great. It's funny because I feel like there's been several people who brought up like that particular line, like that they just. And like, it's so funny to read the script and then see it for me. Like, this is just kind of new format of seeing how it all comes together. Because I think, like, everybody who's a part of this, the artist and the colorist and then the letterer especially, he's also got tween daughters, and I just think he is having such a good time, like, as you say, sort of placing the words and, just making that impact in the right way. It's very funny.
It works because aside from giant mutant man-eating cats, this is a very, very realistic book. It is. It's so realistic, and that it's relatable, both as a parent and as a it's brought forth in a way that the parents understand it and find it entertaining, and it's brought forth in a way that the teenage daughter can read it and understand it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. No, she's a very good storyteller, there's no question. And I think that's always been one of the things that I've loved about the way Chelsea writes, is that it's very conversational. It is just the way you would talk, and even just grammatically, whatever, it just flows in such an easy way that I think it just makes it relatable. She's done that in articles and in her books and everything else. I just think it's just something that you read as if you're thinking it and you're saying it, and that to me is just, I don't know, makes the story just so much easier for people. Because I get it, parent, the teens get it as the age they are, and it works really well.
I don't want to put you on the spot and make you like pick one of your children as your favorite, but out of the 5 covers that have been released to the public so far, which is your personal favorite, the one that you're most proud of?
Oh, well, honestly, I think I love the content and the way we're doing number 4, and so that's really fun for me, and the cover relates to that. Like that. I think number 1 honestly really hit a really good tone of how to introduce this and what the message was, and I think that is hard to beat. I think the funniest and the most fun is number 2 for sure, and that one I will say honestly, like, once we kind of thought about that concept, it took me maybe 10 minutes to do that, right? Like, just because and I love it when it works in that first, like, I'm just going to draw these little whiskers and some ears on it, and that'll be good.
I love it.
It's like the first time you just draw it, right? And it just, it works right. And so I love that because it doesn't happen very often at all. So just like in terms of lightness and funny and being like, we're going to just talk about this up front and here you go. I think that really just like hits you in the face in the right way.
It was so funny seeing, I definitely got some men to check out issue number 1, and they were sold. And then watching their faces as they got number 2, they liked it, but it was with a little like, I know all of you are staring at me and looking at me, and I feel a little embarrassed kind of to hold this look. And we all just laughed together, like several times throughout the day as we went to get it. And
you should have gotten like a box of Tampax and duct taped it to the back of the phone.
Free tampon.
You have no idea like how many like tampon things that we have thought about, and like how can we distribute these in like tampon machines, or like.
I wish we could give you guys money to do this. Yeah.
It's an oddly touchy subject, right? Like we all see them in the grocery store, but still, it's like you kind of put it at the bottom of your grocery cart. You don't want everyone else to know that you have tampons. It's a big thing, and then putting that one right on the front, just really, why not?
It's just like a middle finger. There you go.
It's funny because like the way people treat that is almost like if you wiped your ass with a wad of toilet paper, took a picture of it, and put it on the cover of a book. That's people treat a clean tampon like it's dirty.
Yeah.
Right.
And it fascinates me. Of course, I'm not going to lie. Up until I was probably in my early 20s, I thought the same way until my head got in a better place.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys. I was one of those. If 21-year-old Lonnie had seen that book on a shelf, I wouldn't have bought it. But here I am to educate.
We could talk all day long about those experiences.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everybody goes through that. I think that's totally natural. Like, it's very foreign, even for women. Like, as you said earlier, like, we all sort of learned about it from some, like, back alley way, right? Instead of just, like, putting it out there. And so it's not surprising that most men would feel uncomfortable with it. It's something that sort of made an uncomfortable subject for some reason for a long time.
Yeah.
I will wager to say that the scene where she's looking at the tampon instructions is probably the first time a lot of men have seen that piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No joke.
What's great about that is like that's basically taken from like a real one from the 50s, right? But you will find that same instruction, basically those same instructions today.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
And the way it's folded in all those tiny folds.
It's so weird.
Thing.
I still am horrified of toxic shock syndrome. Like, even though it's like, what even is this? But yeah, no, I thought it was funny when I was reading that part. I'm so used to there being so much sarcasm in the book, so much commentary, and I read it and I was like, no, this part is pretty straightforward. It doesn't even need it. It doesn't even need it.
It's funny just because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a great job all around.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. It seems like you guys totally get it. That's just it's so great to hear.
Absolutely. Well, I guess what does the siren mean it's time to go?
Yeah, we got some fire trucks passing by.
No, I mean, yeah, we've we'll kind of talk about your social media and stuff you've got going on, unless you have something further, Meagan.
No, I think we've covered a lot of ground.
Okay, and then after we end the interview and wrap up, we'll say our goodbyes and kind of exchange contact info and stuff.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's see. You can be found.
So yeah. Most honestly, the best Twitter account we have is at Chelsea Kane. We have Ministry Trouble, which is the name of our company, and we don't have the man-eater stuff because there are other man-eater things out there. So Ministry Trouble and Chelsea Kane are really the Twitter places to follow us. And we have a website as well, ministryofTrouble.com, and but it really mostly just for sales and links you back to the image so that people can always find the comic.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been super fun because it's always good when an interview is not only fun but also very educational and informative. I'm gonna go to a lot of those.
I had a great time. It's so fun to talk to people who actually read it and appreciate it and what it's trying to do, and that is satisfying. And it's still here, and these have come out. So we've been working on it for a while, and it's fun to finally see what the reactions are. And so it's been great to talk to you about that.
Just for future reference, I'm going to go through with the link to this video to like all of the like misogynistic Twitter and Facebook accounts and be like, here's a video about tampons. Watch. I'm not really going to do that. But anyway, thank you, Lia, for coming on. This has been a lot of fun, and hope we can do it again at some point.
Hopefully so. Hopefully this all continues and that we all continue to enjoy it as much as as it started out here. There's no reason not to. It's a great series, and it'll everything I've seen coming up, and there's lots of new covers that you'll enjoy. So it'll be fun.
I definitely want to do this again when this gets optioned for a TV series.
We'll set a date for then.
I will absolutely be back for that.
All right, everybody. Again, this is Lia Miternique, cover artist of Man Eaters, among lots of other projects. And that next issue is coming out November 28th. Yeah.
We'll have it in stock, along with plenty of number 1 and 2 as well.
Number 1s, number 2s, lots of number 3s, 2 different covers. Buy them both. Do like I do. Get one of each and then buy others for different people. But anyway, that's it for tonight. I'm Lonnie.
Meagan.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you here from Infinity Flux in Hickson, Tennessee, and also brought to you by your local Satanist, our favorite plant-based eatery in Chattanooga. Thanks for watching, and we'll see everybody later in the week.